This computer will not go away. It just doesn't want to leave the garage. And it's not for the computer's fault or anything, it's just more my OCD. So I was installing the drivers, and there's a couple of videos on this one. Pretty much it started with a customer getting a cheap computer, buying this case, wanting me to do a case swap, and then like a day or two later after the case swap, had a screen flickering issue. Long story short on that, we had a bad power supply. So I just finished that video and I was installing the drivers, but I noticed something that just didn't seem right, and I guess I've missed it. So let me show you what it is, what I got, what we're gonna do to kind of correct the issue, and a suggestion that you might want to consider when you're fixing a customer's computer, that if you're not careful, you could get yourself in a bind. So let's dig in. So I was going through it and I'm diving in, and then I go into this PC, and I look at it, and initially it only had the C drive. And I was like, not much of a red flag, but then I thought about it. When I put this thing together, it also had an SSD, which is right over here. So I reached out to the customer and I was like, hey, do you know that you have a NVMe and SSD? And obviously when I told him that, he was like, dude, I don't speak computer tech nerd stuff. I was like, okay, do you know that you have 2 storage drives on there? And even then he goes, I still don't know what that is. I said, okay, do you know what you have in the computer? And he was like, no, not really. I just know Windows is installed in the C drive. I said, okay, well, you have another storage drive, which is used for, more storage programs or whatever, but it's not installed, it's not being recognized and it's not showing in there. He goes, oh, okay. I said, so what do you want me to do about it? Do you want me to just fix it, create it as a backup? And he said, use the faster one, take the old one out, and he'll give it to his son, because I think he said his son needs a faster drive. And that computer is actually going to be coming in the garage pretty soon, because guess what? We're doing a case swap on that one. So stay tuned for that one. Hopefully it's a good case. So I got into it, started diving, and I looked, and the drive that was being recognized was the SSD and not the NVMe. So before we dive further, quick story time with Uncle DLM. So years ago, I got a computer that came into the garage, and once again, the customer didn't know what he had. He took it to one of those, reputable repair places, and this was a computer I think he bought from Best Buy or something like that. It was outside the warranty or whatever it is, but he took it to one of those reputable repair places. They installed Windows, they did some updates or whatever, this, that, and the other, but long story short, after that guy worked on the computer, he said the computer never worked right. It comes into the garage, I look at it, things were not plugged in properly, all that type of stuff. And I had to do some cleaning on it. So yeah, he paid that guy something like $200 just to pretty much make the computer barely usable. It happens. So I dive into the computer, I look into the specs on it, and it was supposed to come with 2 SSDs. I think it was a high-end gaming, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was supposed to have 2 SSDs, one for Windows and then another one. Apparently it was ordered like that, or whatever the case may be that he got it like that. So I looked into the specs on it and I was like, wait a minute, there's an SSD missing. And I called the guy, he's like, I don't know what an SSD is, I just know I have a bunch of storage. So I told him exactly what happened. Long story short, it seems that shop, deleted on that SSD and probably 5-fingered it. It happens. I see this a lot. People buy computers and they don't know what they really have. They might see something on the interweb or YouTube saying, hey, this is the best computer to come and get, buy it. They buy it, they use it until it pretty much goes downhill, and then, they're trying to find somebody to fix it. And then somebody fixes it and they don't really know like what type of graphics card they have on it, or a drive or CPUs. And then sometimes you get these reputable computer shops, not shops, but more like garage people, not like me. I mean, I work in a garage, but I try to stay honest. But you have these people that claim to be computer techs and they just end up swapping parts. I've had this happen with i7 8th gens, and the next thing you know, the guy has an i3 8th gen. I've seen it. The worst one was a 2080 Ti, and the guy wound up with something like a 1070. Pretty unfortunate. In this case, I see the issue, let the customer know, and he gets the most bang for his buck what he paid out of it. But in some cases, some other people that claim to be tech, they probably would take this drive and just, do whatever they want to do with it. Let's just put it at that. Another side story, I actually almost got sued one time. So years ago, I had a customer come in, drops off his computer, and now I take better precautions on it. compared to how I did before after this experience. So, you do things long enough, you make enough mistakes, you learn to better protect yourself. So a customer comes in, it was a new customer, never made him before. It's like, hey, what you got, this, that, and the other. And it's always the computer's overheating and running slow. Those are always common mistakes. So I go through the computer, pretty decently spec, it has a 1060. Okay, I think this was like 5-6 years ago. And fresh thermal paste, a good cleaning, fresh copy of Windows, he was good to go. Calls me a day later and says, hey dude, where's my 1080 Ti? Like, what are you talking about? He goes, oh, this thing had a 1080 Ti. No, it didn't, it had a 1060. He was like, bleep, 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 bleep. Of course, cuss words. And I'm like, no, it had a 1060. I just did what you told me to do, this, that, and the other. He goes, you owe me a 1080 Ti. You better give me that 1080 Ti back. And I'm like, okay, it didn't have it. If you bought it from a company, get me the spec sheet, this, that, and the other. But other than that, there's not much I can do for you. I'm taking you to court. I'm taking you to court. Okay, take me to court. Show proof that it had a 1080 Ti in there and show that you bought it or you had that 1080 Ti, and then we'll let the judge decide. And honestly, it was kind of dumb because what you're going to pay in the civil court fees and all that stuff versus what you're going to get back, yeah, it's not worth your time and headache. So of course, it was a threat to see if he could get, pull a fast one on me. Long story short, never heard from him again, never got sued. So after that, I learned a valuable lesson that any computer that comes into the garage, I inventory exactly what it has. I have a spreadsheet of every computer going back for about 5 or 6 years that I've built or worked on, what the specs were, what I did to it, if I upgraded it, this, that, and the other. And that way, if somebody tries to come in and says, this had this, that, and the other, no, it don't. And then once I inventory what the computer has, I always email the customer, hey, this is your computer, this is your spec, this, that, and the other, this is what I found. And yeah, so a little bit of a contract, kind of come up with a way to inventory what you have, better protect yourself so you don't get somebody trying to pull a fast one on you. So now back to this. All right, so back to this. For years, I used to use Macrium Reflect, and now you have to pay for it. Unfortunate. Another one that I use a lot too is Acronis. And Walmart had these things where these M.2s and SSDs where you could buy these kits, and they were 500 gigs, and it came with the software, a license, and adapters. And well, long story short, they had them on clearance, and I picked up a bunch of them for like $20 a piece. Pretty good deal. But I'm a budget-friendly channel, and I want to provide information on how to do this for free. So let me show you what I've also been using. The other one I've been using is called, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Hasleo Backup Suite. So I've already went ahead, installed it, and I'll post a link down below so you can also take advantage of it. Open up the program, set up a default storage folder if you're going to back up files or images. No, because I'm not backing this thing up. Going to come down to over here where you see the square and the square. Just like so, and we're going to do system clone. And what it's going to do is it's going to clone currently running Windows to another disk. So I've already went ahead and I've done this, but I'm just going to show you the initial parts of it. Once you do over here, it shows the drive that you want to clone and the drive that you're going to clone it to. Obviously, we're going to clone it to the M.2, just like so. Hit next, and then it's going to say select the location you want to clone to. You would click over here, and then you would click next. It'll give you another screen. You hit proceed, and after that, you're pretty much done. This took me about 30 minutes to do. Once it's done, it'll give you the little confirmation screen, and then unplug the old drive and plug in the new drive. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So let's go ahead and shut this thing down. That way you can see it. And that way there's no question of funny business and, this thing was not working, but it's already cloned. Let's pop on the light. Now I'm going to flip this over just like so. And what we're going to do is just unplug this, just like so. And that's pretty much what we need to do. Now I need to take this out, which, can I do it easily? Man, these things are tight. Who is the guy that built this? Oh yeah, that was me. I was a little too tight on that. Okay. Do I have room to, delete on that? We're going to let it hang just right there. It's fine, folks. It's fine. I'm going to unplug the SATA cable. Feed it through just like so. And then on this case, I'll unscrew these 4 screws. And then I'll put that in a bag. That way he can have it for his kid, but I'll do that off camera. Now let's go ahead, fire the computer up and boot into Windows. As you can see from our height Y70 screen, is doing the circle things. That means it's loading and all that type of good stuff. And just like that, we're into Windows. We are using the M.2. We are no longer using this PNY solid state drive, 500 gig. And yes, you can do the same cloning with bigger drives and everything. That program works great. It's free, which is the biggest thing. If you type in free cloning software, yes, they let you download it for free, but to actually use it, you got to pay for it. Such a scam in marketing. But anywho's, that's done. I'll get that sent out to the customers when I drop off this computer. And let's wrap up this video. So as you can see, that's pretty easy. I mean, I do miss Macrium. It was great, but this hasleo software works pretty good. I'll post a link down below. It is free. Once you download it, they don't give you no funny business of saying, hey, you need to pay for this, that, and the other. Works pretty great. Acronis works good too, but that thing is like 700 megs. So you got to download that. Then I got to put my serial number into it. So, I mean, that is an option if you want to get one of those kits, or in this case, just use that. I use that a lot of time for cloning drives, and just because it's free, easy, simple, and it works great. And going back to, like I said earlier, if you're gonna do this type of tech work, take an inventory of every computer that you work on. Let the customer know, hey, this is the computer I'm working on, this is the specs, this is what it's got. Make sure they're aware of it. That way they don't come back later and saying, hey, I have a 5090 in there and you swapped it for a 1060 or a 1050. Yeah, like I said, that's happened. Guy threatened to sue me. Or in this case, and then also by doing that, it also lets the customer know what they have. You might not be the tech that they have for the rest of the computer's life or even their life, or you might go different ways, but at least they know, hey, this is what the computer has. So if they take it to another tech and it comes back without that, it helps them out. So hope this video helped. Great software. Take care of your customers, be honest, and most of all, protect yourself. So comment down below, let me know your thoughts, concerns, criticisms. What do you think of this software? Is there another software that you think that's a lot better? Have you ever ran into the issue when you're trying to fix somebody's computer and they make accusations, to put it nicely? And what other suggestions do you recommend to protect yourself? If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and as always, we'll see what we come up with next.